Let us discuss about Graves' disease. Graves' disease. Graves' disease is the most common cause of hyperthyroidism. Okay. Graves' disease. Graves' disease. Graves' disease is the most common cause of hyperthyroidism. So in Graves' disease, what we see is hyperthyroidism. Okay. In Graves' disease, what happens is we have thyroid stimulating hormone receptors on thyroid tissue, right? In thyroid gland, we have receptors for thyroid stimulating hormone, right? Here in this disorder, what happens is autoantibodies will be formed against this thyroid stimulating hormone receptors. Okay, antibodies are formed against thyroid stimulating hormone receptors. These antibodies are stimulating antibodies, that means they stimulate the receptors. These are stimulating autoantibodies that are formed against thyroid stimulating hormone receptors. Okay, so as receptors are stimulated by the antibodies, it results in increased release of thyroid hormones that results in hyperthyroidism. Okay, so in Graves' disease, what happens is there is formation of thyroid stimulating thyroid stimulating acute antibody against TSS receptors. Okay, Graves' disease is associated with HLA-B8 and DR3. HLA-B8 and DR3. And this Graves' disease has got some symptoms, right? Every disease will have symptoms. Let's see the characteristic features of Graves' disease. Characteristic features of Graves' disease. First one is there will be thyrotoxicosis, because there is increased release of thyroid hormones which results in thyrotoxicosis. And there will be ophthalmopathy, exophthalmos. Okay, in ophthalmopathy, what we see is exophthalmosis. This exophthalmosis is due to collection of loose areolar tissue behind the eyeball. Due to exophthalmosis means there will be protrusion of eyeballs, right? So this exophthalmosis is due to collection of loose areolar tissue behind the eyeball. So there is accumulation of loose areolar tissue behind the eyeball which results in exophthalmosis. Then one more is dermatopathy. It is also called pretibial myxedema. Dermatopathy is also called as pretibial myxedema. This is due to deposition of glycosaminoglycans. Okay, due to deposition of deposition of glycosaminoglycans. And is also found in hypothyroidism. This dermatopathy can also be seen in hypothyroidism also. That means this is not specific to Graves' disease. This is also seen in hypothyroidism as well. Other features include gynecomastia. Gynecomastia. These are the characteristic features. Then we will move to clinical features. That means signs and symptoms. Clinical features. That is signs and symptoms. So the first is signs and symptoms due to sympathetic stimulation. Due to sympathetic stimulation, there is sympathetic stimulation in Graves' disease, and the symptoms will also be due to sympathetic stimulation. Let us see the symptoms. One is tachycardia. Second is palpitation. Third is excessive sweating. Fourth one is tremors. These tremors are fine tremors in fingers and tongue. These are fine tremors in fingers and tongue. Okay. And next, the signs and symptoms due to thyroid stimulation. Signs and symptoms due to thyroid stimulation. So due to thyroid stimulation, there will be increased BMR. This increased BMR is due to increased uptake and there will be decreased BMR. There will be decreased appetite. There will be decreased BMR. This decreased BMR is due to increased appetite, but even then there will be weight loss. Okay, increased appetite will be there, but there will be weight loss. In spite of increased appetite, there will be weight loss. And excessive sweating. Heat intolerance. Diarrhea. This is the most common symptom of hyperthyroidism. Diarrhea is the most common symptom of GIT in hyperthyroidism. In females, we will see amenorrhea and increased risk of abortion and infertility also. In females, what we see is amenorrhea. We will also see risk of abortion. And we will also see infertility. In children, early growth retardation and children will see early growth and maturation. In children, we will see early growth and maturation. And maturation. In a young patient, CNS symptoms will be predominant. In young patients, CNS symptoms will be predominant. CNS symptoms will be predominant. Whereas in elderly, severe symptoms will be more. Severe symptoms will be more. This is about signs and symptoms.